Let's go ahead and get everything up and running. Turbines to speed. I like this. You guys know what to do. Let's go ahead and shout it out where you're from. Where are you from Instagram? Where are you from TikTok? Because ladies, it's 2024. And at this point, it's really time to consider being in the right situation. Whether it's single, happily, fulfilled, whether it's the right relationship with the right kind of guy, if it's a guy who leads, if it's a provider, if it's a protector, if it's anything along those lines, then that's what I'm here to make sure that you get, okay? It is my job to make sure that you achieve the right situation, whether single, whether with someone else, whether regardless. Because right now, I am getting clients, and ladies are receiving the results that they're looking for. Some are receiving relationships. Some I've spoken to that are with celebrities right now. So the point is that I got the sauce. Basically, that's it. So here's the thing. I love y'all. And I know that the dating scene is trash. I know a lot of guys out here are trash, right? A lot of guys out here are love bombing. They're pulling the rug out from under you. They're blaming you for stuff that they're doing. They're not taking accountability. They're not helping you with anything in life. If anything, they're taking away from you. You know the guy isn't right for you when you realize life has gotten worse since you've been with him. See, life is not supposed to get worse with him. It's supposed to get better. It's supposed to be better as a unit than it was as an individual. So if you find yourself as an individual being better, if you say to yourself, man, you know, it was better when I was single. I miss the days of being single. Man, he's nice and all, but when I was single, man, if you find yourself craving to want to go back to that life, if you find it that this man isn't showing you what he said he was going to show you, there's a problem. Because what's the point of even being here? What's the point of even working through this if I can do the same thing for myself that you're doing for me? Shoot, if I want to feel alone, all I got to do is sit in the room by myself. I didn't need you to do that. But you see, ladies, is what happens is that a lot of these guys are making promises that they can't keep. They like the idea of you. A lot of them love the idea of you. They put you on a pedestal, ladies. And what that pedestal does, it will ruin any potential relationship. The pedestal is a bad place. That is not a good place to be. When you put people, when you put things on a pedestal, that means you prioritize them unrealistically. You give them an unrealistic point of view. You give them perfection. When you assign someone perfection, there's only down from there. So the second you do anything human, they're holding you accountable. That's not your fault. You shouldn't have to be held to a perfect standard. A guy that does that is more than likely not in a place where he's emotionally mature. And I know sometimes it feels good. It feels good to be appreciated and liked so quickly. It feels good to be loved so fast and, you know, be flattered and be complimented and be told how great. I understand all of that. But see, the problem comes in is when it's coming from a guy who's making you into a fantasy. A fantasy is not reality. And for him to make you a fantasy and believe in a fantasy shows that he's looking for an escape. Because one of the realities is, ladies, is that fantasies are escapes. It's not my reality. There's the reality that I deal with, which is my house, my bills, things I have to take care of, responsibilities, laundry, mortgage, electricity. Those are my reality. Taking a trip to Colombia or Thailand for a week, that's a fantasy. It's not real to me. It's nice to consider, but I'm going to leave this. So do you see the correlation? Do you see how that can be bad for a potential relationship. So we don't want you to be someone's fantasy. We want you to be someone's reality, because reality is buildable. Reality has imperfections, but reality is worth the commitment, because I know that this is not something or someone I would just walk away from easily. This is not someone that I would take for granted. This is not someone that I wouldn't believe in. This is someone that's going to get all of my love, all of my belief, all of my trials. And regardless of what comes back, regardless of what happens, to an extent, I'm going to keep trying, because in this generation, all I hear is, you just got to walk away. You just got to quit, give up. It's not for you. And in a lot of cases, that is very true, right? In a lot of cases, that's true. Sometimes you got to go. Sometimes you need to be walking away really quickly. If this person is not showing you what they said they would do, then you got to walk. If the person is being the opposite of who they said they are, then you got to walk. You don't walk from the people who try. Because one thing I can 100% say is none of us are perfect. All of us have things, even things that we can't see. And sometimes it takes a person on the outside to reveal those things. But we wouldn't want to be canceled for trying. We wouldn't want to be canceled because of our imperfections, right? You want to know that you can at least have the opportunity to make an effort. But the effort has to be visible, because I'm sorry, but I can't feel something that you promised. Promises are nice, but promises aren't real. Promises are the hope, right? Thank you for the heart. Promises are the hope, but the reality is the action. I don't live my life on promises. I live my life on action. Now, thank you for the bracelets. If you happen to do what you need to do, and you make promises and you're consistent with that over time, I'll believe you. You see, because at that point, you've built trust. You've built solid trust. Thank you for the heart, Puff H-Town. You've built trust. So that's what I need to see first, is I need to build to that. I need to see consistency. Your promises are wonderful, but promises ain't changing nothing for me. I'm sorry. I'm not discrediting your promise. I'm just saying you need to build credit with me. And the way you build credit is by doing it. You don't pay the credit card company in promises, right? You don't pay the credit card company in promises, right? You don't pay your mortgage in promises. You pay it in payments. I love words. Don't get me wrong. I love words, and I know you ladies do too. I know you ladies love listening to nice things. I know that. A lot of manipulators know that. So that's why guys who manipulate will tell you things that they think you want to hear in the very beginning. And what they do, number one thing they do is they try to make you feel special. I'm about to give you some sauce tonight. They try to make you feel special. They tell you that you're the only one. They tell you that they've never felt this way before until you. They tell you that nothing made sense until you came along. That you're the most beautiful. You're the most outrageous. You're the most wonderful, most above all. They tell you that. But then you notice they don't text you as much. They don't call you as much. They got excuses now all of a sudden. And you're sitting there wondering, is there something wrong with you? Because how is it that this guy said all of these nice things and then he just switched on me? I actually believed him. I was actually convinced for a moment. And then he just pulled away? What happened, yo? And that's where you normally feel like, is it me? That's the first thing you start to think. And I know like 90% of us do that. The first thing we do is we think it's an attack on us. We did something. We said something. You know, that's a sign. If your first thought is that it's you, let's play that game, right? I'm going to help y'all ladies out tonight. I'm going to help you see something. I play this game with my class, right? My class gets all the sauce. So if you ever want to come to my class, click the link in the bio or type interested in the comments if you're not there yet. I'm going to give you something I normally give to my class. If it's you, right? If it's really you, then why wouldn't he just tell you? You see, it's a lose-lose either way. Because if you were the problem so much that he decided to get up and ghost you, then that means that you were a problem and he didn't have the spine to tell you. Would you want to take criticism from someone that doesn't have the confidence to tell you? See, I've walked away from situations. And I said what the problem was and still walked away because I wasn't interested anymore. But I wanted to give the person the opportunity to get closure because I don't want to walk away and not have a spine. I feel like that's a reflection on me. And you never know when you're going to meet someone again. So think about that. If you were the problem, why didn't he tell you? So now he's a spineless man, which means you win anyway. You are rid of a spineless coward. Yeah, I said it. And then you've got number two reason, right? Let's say it was you. But he just ghosted you because he was too nervous to say anything. Spineless. In what situation would you want to deal with a guy like that? She said maybe he is shy or scared to tell. That's spineless. Because here's the thing. As a man, if you're going to try to date women, you can't afford to be scared all the time. You got to figure out a way to have confidence. If you're not confident, you shouldn't be dating. As a man, it doesn't work. I've never heard a woman say in my life, I love an unconfident man, right? I love a man that doesn't tell me how he feels. I love a man that can't communicate, that doesn't open up about his feelings. In fact, I've seen the very opposite. I've seen some women go to men that were too confident. They were cocky, but they love the confidence, right? Because one thing I realized women don't like the rug pulled out from under them. They don't like to find out later that there was something wrong. They don't want a man that's going to be taking whatever and then complain about it months later. And then she's like, why didn't you tell me? That's not sexy. And y'all ladies know. That's not sexy. You know you don't like a man like that. Don't nobody like a man like that. I mean, it's even hard to have friends like that. I wouldn't want a guy friend like that. Being shy and nervous all the time. What if something happens? What if we get jumped? What are you going to do? Run away? That's not fun. So here's the thing. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being shy. But I'm saying for certain opportunities, how is a woman supposed to feel safe? How is she supposed to feel protected? How is she supposed to feel like you can be the man in the family? You got to carry some of those masculine qualities, at least for most women that I understand. I'm sure there are the exceptions that would be okay with this. There's always exceptions. But I'm telling you, So the dating field has changed, but it hasn't changed that much. I'm going to tell you what's changed about the dating field. What's majorly changed, because I know everyone says the same thing. It's social media. It's, Kevin Samuels. It's Andrew Tate. It's feminism. That's all you hear, right? All these things change social media or change the dating scene, and people are wild now, right? There's all these dating apps. I can just swipe whenever. I can tell you what's wrong. There is something dating apps have figured out. They all have something in common, right? And I'll answer your questions because I see y'all popping up with questions on TikTok. Dating apps, social media, Facebook, all this stuff. You know what they have in common when it comes to talking about dating? They all scare you. That's all it is. It's just all to scare you. Red pill, scary. Feminism, scary. That's all you ever hear. Oh, she's going to leave you. She's going to divorce you, take half of what you got. Oh, he's going to cheat. And then here's the thing. A lot of it's valid, right? Even I like to throw out information and let you know what's going on in the real world. But it's scary. It perpetuates fear. So you see, what happens is when you perpetuate fear, people, thank you so much for the hat. I love it, H-Town. People don't feel so confident anymore. People start to have preconceived notions. If you don't know what that means, Google it. Preconceived notions about who this person is. They make assumptions. A lot of the couples that I counsel, right? A lot of the couples that I work with, they assume what each other is feeling and thinking. They misunderstand each other and they jump to conclusions, right? Well, this person, they're doing it because she says I'm too masculine, or he says I'm too masculine. He's not, he's a mama's boy. Like, there's all of this stuff, right? And then they go online and they look at the stuff that they're saying. If your man is doing this, it's probably because he's. So then they apply one behavior to universal things. And then they say, this is what the problem is, right? They scare you. They scare you from thinking that anyone is worth long-term commitment. Thank you so much, H-Town. Thank you again for the lights. I love that. They scare you from thinking it. I do answer questions. I'm going to get to it in a second. So that's what's happening, is that people are scared of each other. The dating pool, the way we go about it changed. But as humans, we have not changed. We're just more scared now. It's easier to just go find someone else, right? It's easier to just go out and date and go to a bar and say F it. It's easier to quit the relationship when things go wrong. It's easy to get scared for a moment and panic and then argue my point and then just run for the hills. That's the easy part. It's hard to acknowledge you're wrong. Come on now. It's hard to take accountability and actually say, I have to accept this person's criticism. I have to accept that what I did to this person was wrong, and I have to apologize. It's hard for me to sit here with my feelings and realize I was responsible for hurting this person. That's hard to do. It's easy to be like, that's your problem. I'm meeting someone else. And we just keep jumping from person to person to person to person to person to person to person. And then we wonder why they never work out. And then because we keep jumping, we're not actually building character. We actually get progressively worse. So then we're like, why is it that I keep meeting the same person? Because your character is taking a hit. Every time you don't take accountability, every time you don't try to see where you're wrong, every time you're not learning a little bit more about yourself, going to a coach, going to therapy, or learning from someone you trust, you're not you're not building character. So then all of us just end up getting hooked on the first 3 to 6 months. That's what it is now. We're all in flings. Everyone loves a good fling. Everyone loves a good honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase is the beginning and the end. Those are relationships now. Oh, well, we're good. Oh, it's so exciting. Everything's so good. Never met a person like this before. Roses and daffodils and sunshine, right? And then the second things start to go wrong. This person is not who I thought they were. They're the complete opposite. I can't believe it. This isn't for me. And now it's getting so bad that we don't even have flings anymore. Now that's starting to go away. Now honeymoon phases are starting to go away because we come in scared. We come in looking for something. I just know it. It's too good to be true. What you got going on? You got a wife? You got a husband? You got a man? You got a roster? You got people on the side? What you doing with that dating app? You liking those pictures? We come in looking for it now, right? And to some extent, that's understandable. To some extent, that's understandable, right? I get it. But the problem is we're giving up now. And because we're giving up, it's lost its quality. Now it's more quantity over quality. How many people can I get now? We're settling for the bare minimum at this point. How many people can I attract? How many people, thank you so much, H-Town. How many people can we get to get attention from? How many people can we get validation from? We're just settling for the temporary attention of what we can get. Not really a real relationship anymore. I'm too scared for that. But I just want to know that I could get a relationship from you. I just want to know that you are an option. I'm so messed up from my past relationships. I haven't gone to therapy. I haven't talked to nobody. I just literally went out here. And now I'm triggered by every single thing that people say. So I'm just going to settle for attention. That's the little snippet of endorphins that I get. Dopamine, that's it. I don't even want the relationship because I do not want to go through what some of these people have gone through or what I went through already. I want to avoid all of that. So I'm just going to settle for a little bit of attention. And then we start building on that. Your foundation is the attention. And then you don't want to lose the attention when it comes from a person that you didn't think you would get attention from. So then you get addicted, right? Oof. Because now it feels good from this one. Attention from this one didn't matter. Because we all got people, right? We all got people that give us attention that we don't want to talk to. Most of us got a person, 1 or 2 in the DMs, 1 or 2 around the corner, that Joe Schmo that we would never entertain. Oh my God, this guy would, this girl would, and then we say that and then we're like, but I'd never give them the opportunity. So then most of us, we see this person, we see this new person, and we're like, man, this one hits different. So then you start to use each other. And you don't even realize you're doing it. You spent so long traveling and attention and, small hits of dopamine that now dopamine has become the new craze. It's become the new relationship. How many hits of dopamine can we give each other? Until it gets sour, right? Which is really what? What is dopamine really? It's like an addiction, right? Addictions kind of mirror getaways, right? I get away from it all when I do this. I get away from it all. I get to a point that I'm in euphoria. I feel great. So now it's like, I feel good and I just want to keep feeling good. I just want to keep tapping into that good feeling. I don't want it to go. If it goes, something's wrong. How many of us associate lack of dopamine as something's wrong? If I don't feel exactly like this all the time, the second I start to lose that feeling, something's got to be wrong. Something's off. Something's in the air. I don't understand it. Then what happens? We lose it. But isn't that funny? If I were to ask most of you, can relationships survive just on feelings alone? Not actions. Take away all actions, words of affirmation, all of it. Take that all out. I just say I love you and I just have a feeling. Can it survive just off of that? Can a marriage survive just off of that? Probably not, right? But yet we love that dopamine feeling, don't we? But if I said, can a marriage survive? It may not have all the feelings, but it's got all the workings of it. You're putting effort in. You're paying the mortgage. You're supporting each other. You're constantly showing up for each other. You're making sacrifices. You're making compromises. You may not have all the feelings, but you're working towards that. Could that be more of a chance of survival? We would say yes. So why do we need so many feelings to make it work? I didn't say to get started, to make it work. I don't have to feel like a 10 in this situation all the time in order for it to be sustainable. That doesn't mean it's not working because today I'm at a 7. It doesn't mean it's working because tomorrow I'm at a 4. As long as there's potential to work back up to that, it's working. It's working. But we say, because we're so scared, the feelings, I can't trust this feeling. I don't know about this feeling. This feeling doesn't feel right. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that feelings don't mean anything. Feelings can be indicators. But you have to understand, even in our single lives, even in our everyday single life, right? We're not at a 10. 24/7? No. You're at a 10 going to the doctor? Were you at a 10 when you went through COVID? No. Were you at a 10 when you found out that you had to lose your job? Your job was on the line because your boss was mad at you today for nothing that you were responsible for? You at a 10 with that? Probably not. You may be at a cool 5, maybe even at a 4, strong 2. You had a hard work week and you on a Friday night, you probably got to grab a little glass of wine or a margarita, right? To get yourself back to an 8. You got to feel like you're what? Escaping. But it's not realistic. Because if I went out and I got my margarita all the time and I didn't at some point come back to my job and work through it, it wouldn't work. Right? I have to choose to keep going back to my job because that's what gets things done. I'm not always happy with it. I'm not always excited about it. I have good days, right? I have wonderful days. But I know I'm going to have to go through those hard days, those hard moments, because that's what it takes to build something substantial. So I wanted to make sure that you heard this today because what I'm telling you is that the dating pool is still similar. We're just more scared now. And we're acting on fear. It's a lot of fear-based approach. I'm too scared to text this person the next day. What if they think I'm too desperate, right? I'm too scared to say what I really feel because what if they take it the wrong way? I'm too scared to keep trying because what if they break my heart? What if they don't love me? What if I say something and it doesn't work out? What if they actually hate me? What if they don't like me and they didn't want to say that? What if? And then when we meet someone that's actually confident, that actually doesn't really care about the what ifs, then we question it. What's wrong with you? You're not scared enough. You know what I'm saying? You're not scared enough. I want you to be scared with me. I can't handle someone that's not on the side of scared with me. When you're too confident, when you think this is going to work out, try it. How many times do you meet a person that's confident in you and them and you feel nervous? Why are you so okay with this? That's what we question now. We question that. When it's got a little bit of chaos in it, we trust that, don't we? When there's something wrong with it, we can start to trust that. Something ain't really right about this. You know, something ain't right. They got a little bit of a weird problem here. But that's more likely who I'm going to stick with. It just feels real. Now we associate problems with what feels real. Interesting, y'all. Interesting. So, you do realize you can make your own reality, right? I know we're going deep, girl. We're going deep. You know you can make your own reality, right? You know you don't need someone else to shape your reality. Your reality can be what you want it to be. If you want the type of life where you don't have to deal with so much bad in the beginning to make it real for you, that's true. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but you don't have to just look for issues so fast to say, I trust this. Because sometimes issues are just bad. If some people will come to you with stuff that they shouldn't be coming to you with. Sometimes people aren't ready for a relationship. Sometimes I would say a lot of people aren't ready for a relationship. Shouldn't be dating. Shouldn't even be talking about dating. I'm still in love with my ex. Why are you dating? I don't really know myself. Why are you? I'm not really financially secure. What? Yeah, I don't really have my life together. You know, I'm just kind of figuring it out. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything. And I still haven't gotten over my past yet. So what do you expect the new person to do? I don't know, be there for me. So you want an emotional support person. You want a financial support person. You want emotional and financial support, not a partner. Because a partner relationship requires you to step up too. You can't be someone's mom and be in a relationship, y'all. Just like you can't be someone's dad and be in a relationship, y'all. And ladies, if I catch you playing the mother role in your relationship, you better stop that. Because I've seen some of you ladies doing that. Stop trying to fix this man's problems. Let him do it. And if he fails you, let him fail. I say that to ladies all the time. Y'all need to learn how to let some of these men fail. And if they come around and they apologize or they try to make it better, let them have the opportunity, but don't try to do it for them. They don't deserve that. And if they fail you, then you got to move on. Because if you let it go, they're going to keep failing you and they're going to keep thinking that they can get away with it. And you don't deserve that. All right, I'm going to start asking questions now. So for y'all that are on here, if you want to apply for my texting program, I text my clients 24/7 and I help you through everyday situations and I give you a class every week. There's a deal going on. It's almost over. Go ahead and type interested in the chat and I will send you a link so that we can find a way to work together, but you have to qualify and not everyone qualifies. We have a community and we like to keep the community good, right, and sound. So I will talk to you before you get in to make sure that you qualify. So type interested in the chat if you would like to apply, and I will see if we can get you in because I have all the answers. All right. Let's go, girl. She's stepping up. I'm going to send you a link after the chat. I love action takers. Only action takers, okay? Absolutely, Miss May. Absolutely. Interested. Let's go. Let's go, Deanna. All right, I got to message y'all on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you could just click the link in the bio and click the TikTok, click the texting thing. All right, I'm going to start answering some questions. What is wrong with my mouse, baby? All right, hold on. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right, I'm going to start answering questions. Type interest. All right, I'm just going to make sure I pin this comment real quick. Pin comment. There we go. All right. So let's do it. Okay. I'm going to go back through the questions. Who is this? I have a sidebar question. How do you go to battle when you know you're fighting him within what? I don't know what that means. How do you go to battle when you know you're fighting him within someone? I don't know what that means. Dated 2 months, red flag. He did not tell me about his 2 kids yet. They are in another city. Yeah, that's a red flag. If you don't mention your kids early in the game, that's a huge red flag because that is an impact to our lives, right? It's not to say that it's bad, but if I don't want kids and you spend time with me all this time and you don't tell me that you have kids, that's a red flag. But here's what I would say. Did you take the time to ask him in the beginning? Because that's one of those beginning questions you got to ask people nowadays. Because if you don't ask certain questions, they won't tell. And you'll be spending way too much time in a situation that you probably don't want to be in. How can you tell if it's love bombing or genuine? By effort. Love bombing is words. Effort is genuine. But effort also has to be partnered with time, because if he just gives effort for a week or two, that's not really good enough. If he really liked you a lot, he would go the long haul. But here's what I'm gonna tell you, ladies. Not every guy who love bombs you is trying to manipulate you. Some guys are actually just very emotional. But that's also a red flag, because if he's that emotional, that he's unstable, that he can't actually control his emotions, and he just goes to the extreme and he's impulsive like that, you might want to consider that to be a red flag. You don't want a guy that's emotionally unstable. The second he meets a girl, he's gaga. Because what's he gonna do when you both get in a relationship? I was married 30 years. It doesn't work like that. It's not about feelings. Exactly. See, you got someone who's been married for 30 years, so you know what I'm saying is legit. I'm looking back through the questions. What if he says, I want to be single to focus on myself? Is that a no or maybe? That's a no. I would move on immediately. Because if you keep pursuing someone after they say, I want to be single and I want to figure my life out, you're going to waste your time. You're going to waste your time. And what they're going to think now is they're going to think you don't have any other options. You're trying to pursue someone that told you they weren't ready. See, if you were a person with options, you wouldn't be still here. No matter how special you think I am, you would think that you could do better. So you're wasting your time here, which would tell me that you can't do better. And then that's going to make them, unfortunately, start to lose respect for you. When a guy says, I'm working on myself or I'm single and I'm not trying to, you get out. Get out as quick as possible. Don't stay there, because all you're going to do is put yourself in a situation where you're going to get the short end of the stick. I can almost guarantee that. How do you know if he is a player? By time and effort. The way to vet out most guys is time and effort. How much time does he take to get what he wants from you? And how much time is he willing to wait? And does he make it all about that? That's what you got to do. Because if some of y'all ladies are moving fast, you won't be able to tell. He didn't send me pictures of the apartment either. Red flag. He said he wants to get married. He never lived on his own before. He put down a deposit, but he didn't involve me at all. I mean, are you together? My BF, okay. Where are the good men at? I'm willing to move at this point. The good men are out there, but the thing is, the idea of what good looks like is a requirement on both sides, right? And it's hard for me to explain this on live, but there are a lot of things that we have to work on within ourselves in order to be a partner for this good person. Because what's good is not universal, right? Someone else's idea of good may not be yours. Now, we all have things that we want, and we all have things that are ideal, but what's actually right for us is not always what we think it is. So what I would say is good is more of a measure of you getting past yourself and then being able to spot that man. But without having the vetting process, without having the confidence, without having patience, you won't be able to find it. So what I would say is good is right behind the word discipline. My BF said he had pressure, he had pressuring, what? Me to relocate and move in with him after he finds a place. He never lived on his own before. He put down a deposit, but he didn't involve me at all. Well, that's contradicting because he said he wanted to live with you, then he got a place without you. He sent me pictures of apartments, of the apartment either. Red flag. He said he wants to get married. Well, I don't know why he's not involving you, but yet he says he wants to involve you. I would ask him, why did he put you through that? I did not ask. Found photos of them on his side album on Instagram. Maybe he think I already know. No, you got to ask. So what I would say is in the future, I don't know if you want to continue dating him or not, but in the future, ladies, you got to ask these questions early. Like, here's some questions to ask early. Do you have children? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a wife? Do you have someone that thinks they're your girlfriend? Are you legally married but separated? Like, you got to ask these questions now because there's so many people that are hiding this stuff. And they're lying by omittance. They're like, well, you didn't ask this specific way, so I didn't have to tell you. And you will get your time wasted. I know some ladies that have gotten years wasted out of their lives. That's what I'm here to do. Make sure you don't get your time wasted. What he says, his actions, behavior doesn't align. That's called cognitive dissonance. When their actions and behavior don't align, cognitive dissonance. Look it up. I've been feeling insecure about my relationship. Yeah, you should, because he's not giving you security. See, in order for you to feel secure, you have to be provided security. I just had a baby with a narcissist last week and always tears me down, but can't afford taking it on by myself. I need advice. Do you want to join my program with texting? Because I can help you through that. If you join my texting, I will definitely help you out. Let's do it. I love y'all. Years, I've seen guys waste women. They've wasted their time for years. These guys will date you. They'll have fun with you. They'll be with you. They'll interact with you. But then all of a sudden, nothing comes from it. Right? They're just messing with you. So they'll have girlfriends on the side. They'll have wives you don't know about. They'll have children you don't know about. They'll have so many things going on and just wasting your time. You got to be careful. Is my Instagram frozen? Oh, it just unfroze itself. I don't know why it did that, man. You know, life is so annoying. Let's see. Meeting him tomorrow, I will ask advice getting conversation going. Both introverts, just work talk. I don't know. See, here's what I would say. You may want to get on my texting program because I will be able to walk through how you can have these conversations not only now but in the future. And I can actually talk to you and work with you through that. I would highly recommend, if you're on TikTok, click the link in my bio and book for the texting program. Gotcha, DP. I'm going to rejoin the live on IG. Absolutely. Let's go to IG. What are good men looking for? They're looking for, because I don't know all good men, so I booked twice and never got anything. You booked twice? Okay, so Teresa, here's what you got to do. Don't book with the texting link. Book with the other link. That one should work. Right? Because there's two links. There's a texting link, and then there's the discovery call link. Book with the discovery call link and just know I recommended it. So just fill it out with whatever. But do that one. That one might work for you. Do that and let me know because I can check it on here. Okay? I'm here now. I was on TikTok. Let's go. So now you see TikTok. You actually see from my Canon. I feel like it's a little blurry. Is it a little blurry? No? I met someone I've been speaking to for the past 4 months. Every day it was supposed to be a DS relationship. What's a DS relationship? And chemistry was there. He has a GF, a doctor. She was aware of it. Everything should have been fine, right? Well, I don't know what DS means. Dom sub. So is he poly? If they're poly, then yeah. Dom sub. So there's a dominant and a submissive, right? It's basically roles that you have. And I've seen this in like kink or in the poly community, like the mixture of the two. So it's like saying that one person is the dominant, one person is the submissive. So it gets deeper, but it's like I've seen it in kink. I've seen it in poly relationships sometimes. Like there's a role, it's just basically like a role that they identify with. Yeah, I've had poly clients, and I've had she said, 50 Shades stuff. It's actually a lot deeper than that. There's actually a whole lifestyle. He has a GF. She was aware of it. I mean, yeah, if she's aware of it, then that's what she wants to approve, right? Trust me, people who are in poly relationships who are legitimately polyamorous, they are aware of what it takes to be in that, right? Like they've worked through their jealousies, they've worked through what the rules are, they're very good at communication. So yeah, it should be, but unless he's lying. What is the class? The class is what I host every week. I have a bunch of them. I host them with a group of people, and we sit down, group of ladies only, and we sit down and we talk about what's going on in the dating community. And that's why, you definitely want to look at, what's happening in the community. So we definitely talk about that. And I give all the answers. Because here I can't give all the answers to everybody. Because also I don't get enough time, and, it's everybody asking questions here. So that's a place where you get full answers. There's no age limit. What? There's no age limit. Hey, Rocky. What's up, girl? Good to see Rocky on here. Big fan. Doing your thing. I see it all the time. Good to see you, Rocky. Yes, they were open. So we met last week. There's been a misunderstanding between them. She didn't know I was coming. She planned trip, canceled it, and was very mad at the end. Yeah, see, that's how you have to be careful, because if they are poly or whatever, they have to communicate every single move that's made. If they don't do that, then yeah. Spent my whole day crying by myself in a hotel room. Are you a monogamous person? Because if you are, this is going to be very hard for you to deal with. So the way to meet quality men, well, I teach this in class. I've gotten ladies with celebrities. I've gotten ladies with guys that they thought they would never match up with. I've done this. So, but you have to come to my class and you got to text with me so I can guide you every step of the way. Because they don't just exist in the place all the time. Now, a lot of them do attend, I would say, ritzier events. So if you want to look for quality men, they normally attend places where a lot of people normally don't go, like country clubs and stuff like that. But you want to make sure that you can spot them. So that's where I come in. How can you retrust again in a new relationship? Teresa, did you book? Because I'm looking out for you, Teresa. If you booked with me, let me know. If you booked with me, let me know. Booking now. Come on, Teresa. Let's get it. I want to see you on there because I'm looking for it right now. Blue collar men can be very loyal. That is very true. That's very true. How many of y'all like blue collar men? Claudia, you're probably going to want to book with me because I think you have a lot to say here and I want to make sure that I give you quality time. So go ahead and book, or I can send you a link. You can book with the link in my bio if you want to. Or I can work with you. Because Claudia, it sounds like we need to talk, girl. And I want to make sure I give you quality time, okay? You said, what are blue collar men? Why am I hearing that everywhere? Y'all don't know what that is? It's basically they do manual labor. Well, here's what it says. Typically in agriculture, manufacturing, construction, maintenance. So it's usually like manual labor jobs, right? And then white collar is more like, corporate and stuff like that. So yeah, blue collar is typically goes towards manual labor. And white collar is like office, desk job, corporate, stuff like that. She said, I love men of service like military, firemen, police. Yes. Both of these two failed dominant submissive relationship attempts were corporate men, bankers working in finance. That's interesting. That's very interesting. We have a lot to talk about. I used to be a white collar man. I went rogue. I got out of it. I couldn't do it anymore. I did it for 10 years. Right? I did it for 10 years and I was out. I wanted to work for people. Lavelle said, I don't discriminate. See, they said they don't care about the collar. Where's the link? On your bio? Yeah, it's in my bio. And I'll say this, if you don't book it, I can send it to you. But yeah, it's in my bio. If you click, and it should say texting. Now you're serving. Yeah, I want to serve. What about men in the medical field, nurses, techs, etc.? What about them? I think they're great too. How do y'all feel about that? She said, my cop boyfriend just cheated on me. Now that has nothing to do with him being a cop. That's just, that's him as a person. But I'm sorry that happened. Yeah, servicemen and military are dogs too. Yeah, I don't care about the collar. No businessman for me, not attractive to me. No morals. I feel like a lot of people in hospitals have affairs on their spouses with each other. You know, I've heard that. But, you know, I don't want to put a bad name on every person that does it. But I have heard that. I think you missed my question. Can you please talk about the red flags, lack of emotional maturity, and negative worldview? Well, that's a big question. What specifically, right? Like, red flags are so interchangeable, right? Like, it's different red flags for different types of people. Then the lack of emotional maturity is due by being fear. There's a fear-driven society. So since we're more individualists, and we're scared, emotional maturity isn't allowing us to develop. We've actually stunted. We stagnated a little bit, right? And so when things go wrong and then we get into kind of an echo chamber where we start all saying the same complaints, but no one's talking solutions, then we start to remove the idea that we could have some maturity in the process. Maturity requires accountability, right? It requires accountability. It requires introspection and introspective perception. Like, you need to be able to look at yourself and say, hey, even though I went through this, what part did I play? Or how did I end up here and how can I avoid it in the future? And trying to understand the other person, even though they seem crazy to you, right? Because there's a difference between social norms and abnorm. Normal and abnormal. When you're outside of the norm, that's normally when people say you're crazy, right? Like, for example, Kanye West. Sometimes when we hear that man talk, we think he sounds crazy, right? And sometimes, don't get me wrong, he sounds wild. But sometimes he's just a bad communicator in some areas, in my opinion. I think sometimes when he tries to get his point across, he has all these ideas in his head and he just delivers it how he thinks. And sometimes that doesn't give him the opportunity to relay it always properly. But a gifted artist, very good at what he does. But I do think that sometimes communication. But see, he's not crazy, really. He just communicates differently. But see, because we're so quick to label crazy, we can't understand him. And that's a lack of maturity. That's a lack of understanding. That's a lack of emotional intelligence. So what we have to do is look at people that we don't understand and try to find a way to perceive them. Try to find a way to make it so that you can start to understand where they're coming from, or at least, look at them in a way that doesn't make them seem crazy, right? Try to normalize them. It's not always easy, but that's how we can say, I get this, right? Because that was one of the first things I had to do as a coach, right? That's one of the first things I had to do as a coach was I had to learn about people that I can't relate to. Like, I can't relate to this person. I can't relate to their struggles, but I can try to put myself in their shoes by trying to compare a situation that's similar to mine so that I can see them as a human. And then I tried to find a way to make them seem understandable and normal. Once I was able to start doing that, then I was able to not take things so ridiculously, So that's where things changed for me, as I couldn't just look at people and be straight judgmental. I couldn't just cancel them, right? I couldn't just be like, you know what? You're wild. And like I said, there's always exceptions, right? There's always exceptions. But people come as they come. No one's perfect. So most people are going to seem crazy to you that don't have that you can't make yourself familiar with, right? Oh, this person drives a car. They drive over 80 miles an hour in a 30-mile. Yes, that's going to seem crazy. But to a person that's used to doing that, it's not so crazy. Because if we can separate what's actually abnormal from normal, right? If we can find a more universal abnormal on an extreme, it will help us decipher what's good or bad for us. Because sometimes we kind of look for buy-in, like for collective buy-in, you know? Like, oh, well, how do they see it? I'm going to compare it to what you know and what you think. You have to understand that not everything is going to look normal to you. But having those extremes is what you need so that you can say, this is definitely not normal. Because a lot of people can't tell the difference. Like, they actually don't know for real, like, what bad looks like. Because sometimes we've been raised incorrectly. We haven't had the right examples. We haven't had good role models because our role models were crazy. Our role models were extreme. They were abusive. They were narcissistic. They were sociopathic. They didn't go to therapy. So then we grow up thinking this is normal. But see, it shouldn't be. So that's what I'm saying. You know, like this is a deep conversation, clearly. So that's what you have to understand. She said, I want the texting deal. No, I got you. I got you with the interested. Can a relationship actually work with a narcissist? Can a relationship work with a narcissist? Yeah, but would you want to? A relationship can work with most people if you're willing to deal with what comes with it. Like, think about it this way. Can a relationship work with a serial cheater? Yes. You're just going to get cheated on a lot. If you're okay with that, it can work. Can a relationship work with an avoidant? Of course it can. If you're ready to be avoided, if you're ready to not have difficult conversations or be discarded whenever you feel like you're getting somewhere. It's about what you're willing to deal with. That's what most relationships are anyway, though. What are you willing to deal with? It's trade-offs. It's compromises. But you have to ask yourself, I could, but should, right? Should I do that? Can we talk about dating apps and if you can ever find anyone genuine on there? Yes, you can. I mean, you can Google it. There's a lot of people that find love on dating apps. It still happens. You just have to move a little faster, okay? The good news about dating apps is that there's so many options, but you gotta be swiping left. Oh, I want you to send me a sexy picture. Swipe. Oh, well, let me come to your house tonight. Swipe. Oh, well, I don't really pay for dates. Swipe. Oh, well, I believe the man is the protector and provider. Uh-oh. But you know, I'm still hooked on my ex. Swipe. Like, that's what you got to do. You got to treat dating apps like it's a cheap approach, right? As cheap as it is to have is as cheap as you should be moving through it. Just constantly swiping left because a lot of these people, some of these people are not taking it serious. They're just looking for a quick hookup. They're just looking for a quick attention-seeking dopamine hit, and they're not really being serious. So you got to weed through those fast. I tell my clients, move fast. What did this guy say? And I'll talk like, what did this guy say? Well, he said he wanted to send me he wanted me to send a sexy body picture. Should I? Block him. The quicker you move through the fuddy-duddies, the quicker you move through the people that are just here to waste time, the easier it'll get to use these apps. Because that's what it is. It's a game. It's a game, but you got to move quick. The quicker you move, the better. I can tell you that. The quicker you move, I'm telling you. In the beginning, though, if you start to develop a connection, things start to look right, then we move how we move in there. But that's where you work with me, because if you don't know, right, what the reason, if you don't know how to move through it, that's where you work with me. They are predictors. I've never done apps. I love organic meeting, just going out. Yeah. That's good. Convince us why we should take your advice. I don't have to convince you anything. And especially when you talk to me like that. Convince me. Like, that's not going to fly in here. You just lost your opportunity. I like to be asked politely. As you should too. Let's see. She said, oh, yeah, I need to get back into the gym. That's funny. I just signed up for the 30-minute meeting. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deanna. I look forward to seeing you. Yeah, you know what's funny? Meeting in person, chat is wild in tonight. I know, because I got a lot of people burning through tonight. Like, I think this is the most people I had in a couple weeks. You know it's going to be some sugar in here. You know it's going to be some sugar in here. It's going to be some spice. Nothing I'm not used to. You should see my comments. Half these dudes get on here. Bro, you're telling the secrets. Why are you telling our secrets? Love how you handle that. Thank you. Yeah, I get attacked in the comments all the time by the bros, but you know, it's all right. There's some bros on here that are actually wanting to talk to me, and they actually work with me. You handle that with grace. Thank you. Yeah, that's the thing. There's no reason to get upset, you know? No reason to get upset. Things happen, you know? Much love. It's all love. But yeah, so more questions. Let's do it. Because I know y'all on here tonight. What time is it? It's almost been an hour. Love with boundaries. Yes. Thank you so much. I see y'all booking. I see the bookings. The bookings. Oops. Need to come to you. Absolutely. She's love people, but he flipped them tables too. She said they flipped them tables too. That's good. They want to learn. Maybe they weren't taught. Yeah, I have to tell you, like, I think a lot of guys aren't taught. I think a lot of guys aren't taught. You know, and I'm not saying that it gives them a pass, but I think that they want love because clearly they still try, right? But they're doing it wrong because they're taught wrong. They're taught to just go after one thing and being told one thing, and they're being fear-mongered too, just as much as you are. And that's what I think needs to be a change, right? We need to find a way to have communication. Like, for example, communication is the best thing. A lot of us have lost how to communicate with each other because we get triggered. Communication's a big thing that we need to learn. Let's see. Best advice to give someone who is starting out dating again after divorce. So if you're dating again after a divorce, what I would say is, did you go to therapy or counseling or coaching to make sure that you are ready to date? Because that's what I would do. If I could go back in time and I could check myself when I got out of, a long-term situation, I would talk to someone first. And I would try to make sure that, I have my head on straight. because sometimes there might be residual things from that you may be carrying. And you want to make sure that you've gotten that squared away so that you can give the new opportunity a good shot. So that's what I would do first. And if you have, I'm currently in therapy. So if you have, then I would say, know what you're looking for and go that way. If you're looking for a relationship, don't settle for anything less than a relationship type of energy. If you're going for a fun, go for that. But know yourself and don't let anyone try to make you feel like you deserve less, or don't let anyone try to convince you that less is the preferred route. So I would say go that route. But hold true to your standards, hold true to your boundaries, and just look to get to know guys. Don't try to make them a dating option. Even though you're going out to date and you're trying to feel a vibe, try to do the best you can in order to see them for who they are. Because that's sometimes what happens. We want the connection so badly, we don't see them for who they are. What advice would you give young 20, 21-year-old man, boy, my son? Oh my goodness. If I could go back in time to when I was 20, 21, I would say don't listen to your friends. Oh my goodness. Don't listen to your dude friends. Don't. They're toxic. Like if they say you just need to sleep around all the time and stuff like that, I wouldn't listen to that. I wouldn't try to just get into relationships that quickly. I would have, if I could go back, and I still did well at an early age. So it's not like I was like off. But I would try to grow in character. I would go to counseling. I would go to therapy, even though I don't think I need it. I would go anyway. And I would tell the person, help me be good for a relationship. Tell me what I need to do to become a good man so that I can make sure that when I meet the woman I'm supposed to be with, that I don't ruin it. That's what I would have done. If I could go back to being 21, 22 years old, I would have, with my mom's health insurance, tried to get into something where they can vet me out. A therapist can tell me. I would go to a woman therapist and I would say, I'm going to tell you what I think about dating and relationships. Tell me where I'm off. And I would just go through that. Because my thing is, I would have rather have known that earlier than later, you know? My advice to people in their early 20s, early to mid 20s is learn as much as you can. You know, I know that the culture pushes, you should party, you should be messing around and all of this stuff. I get all of that, but there's always time for that. Building character, building your emotional maturity and intelligence, that's something that a lot of us don't even have in our 50s and 60s, right? So if you can learn that as early as possible, you're going to get far fast. You're going to avoid a lot of heartbreak, a lot of unnecessary situations, and you're still going to have experiences. But at the same time, you might be able to spot them a lot earlier because you learned about yourself. So that's what I would recommend. Appreciate the advice. Absolutely. Why I put this on his live? I don't know why she's putting that on my live. Why are you putting that on my live? Is there a full moon tonight? Like, what's going on, y'all? Man, TikTok. Things we know now because of the experience we went through. Exactly. And that's what I say. Wouldn't it have been nice to know it sooner? I'm sure a lot of us could say, man, if I would have known sooner. And I'm not saying that there's any regrets. No regrets, right? Your journey is your journey. But man, if I could just learn a little sooner. And I learned a lot of this stuff in my mid-20s. So that's why I'm like, it's better to know sooner. It's better to know because I avoided a lot because of it. But I had to listen to people that were older than me that actually were knowledgeable, you know? Let's see. My boyfriend gets upset when I ask him questions and I'm confused. I don't know what that means. What questions are you asking? I told him I ask questions to get to know him better. I guess I'd have to know what kind of questions. You and I have a session, don't we? We able to talk about that. By the way, it's another call. If you're interested in signing up for the texting special, go ahead and type interested in the chat if you haven't yet. You want to get that. It's a deal for a short period of time. If you book now, then you'll get in on it. I don't know. It's probably ending soon, to be honest, because I'm getting a lot of people in, but I want to make sure that I can get you as well. So go ahead and type interested in the chat if you want to get in on that. And I text you on a daily basis and we talk about what's going on. I navigate you through situations. You don't have to sit in the therapist's office. I got you as you go. Thanks. I do try to tell them to learn what you like and educate yourself, grow as a person. Absolutely. And tell them stop watching Andrew Tate. I know a lot of young guys like Andrew Tate. Tell them stop watching that. Oh, Mom, you don't know. Don't listen to your friends, man. Friends are the worst. Because a lot of guy friends, especially when they're younger, they tend to be a little bit chauvinist. You know, they tend to be macho, and a lot of them are lying. Like, they'll be like, man, I had like 10 girls last week. You were at home eating Pop-Tarts. They'll make you feel all this pressure to be something that you're not. Oh, man, I guess I got to go get all these girls now. No, you don't. You're focused way too much on dating different women and not enough on growing as a person. Stop worrying about dating all these women. They don't want your smelly drawers. You know, how about you learn how to do laundry? Why don't you start there? Show a woman that you can do laundry and that you don't leave stuff everywhere. Clean your room. What kind of woman wants this? You know? Why don't you learn how to cook a meal? Can you cook a meal? Can you take care of yourself? See, these are things that you should be learning in your 20s. Like when I was 22, I wish I would have taken a cooking class. There's nothing like telling a woman, I could cook for you. I could do some laundry. You want me to fold it too? Telling you. Let's see. I already see him and like him before she even started talking to him. I must have missed your comments. 2 girls want to talk to the same guy. She don't want anything serious. I do. She claims him. We match online. What do you mean by she claims him? What does that mean? She said, facts, that will get you in there like swimwear. You are funny, H-Town. You are funny. A man that can cook is everything. That's what I'm telling you. And see, ladies, I'm really going to get you tonight, right? See, I better stop. I'm going to start getting some DMs. Not only does he cook, but he cooks actually interesting meals. Like something exotic, you know? Like not just a burger and fries or a sandwich or some eggs, but like tiramisu or like, you know, Indian dishes like chicken tikka masala or butter chicken, like Italian. Like I can actually throw down. Come on now. Something that you're not used to. You're in Italy tonight. He said tiramisu. Yeah, I know what that is. I've been to Paris. Okay? I went to Paris and I came back and I was like, I gotta know how to make this. I gotta know how to make this. My future wife is gonna be eating this up. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if y'all feel this, but do you ever feel like it's so hot when someone enjoys your cooking? Like, maybe that's just a me thing. Like, I get turned on by that. I'm like, oh my goodness, do you like my cooking? I love you. But of course, I want it to be good. Like, don't lie to me. Because I will legit cook the same meal like 5 times to get it right. Be like, I missed that ingredient. Dang it. Like, I will do that. I still am like that. She said, oh, damn. I make a wasabi crusted salmon. See, now y'all playing games. Now the competition is coming. Wasabi crusted salmon is crazy. I've never even heard of that. That sounds amazing. Well, guess what? I made cheesecake stuffed apples. You want to play this game? I got stuff too. I got a few tricks up my sleeve. Come on, ladies. Nah, I'm not gonna compete with y'all. I did not press match yet because of her. She will be mad if I talked with him. But what do you mean by she claims him? What do you mean by she claims him? I do grill, surf, and turf outside. Oh, I love when food is cooked outside. I'm a big fan. We're just having fun now. She said, LOL, crepes. I've seen your pictures of crepes. See, sometimes my clients, they'll send me pictures of their food, and I'm like, see, it looks so good. I need to taste that cheesecake apples. Yo, I'm telling you, cheesecake stuffed apples is my thing. Because I love cheesecake, and I love when it has a little bit of apple flavor. It's almost like apple pie wrapped around the cheesecake, if that's even a thing. I have 3% battery. No, I can't miss the live. I got 3% battery too, but it's on my phone. I'm on the computer though. The desire to give your all to someone, to be perhaps a good wife actually, and the desire to feel appreciated for who you are and the efforts you're putting into this. Why does it feel like what? Were we going somewhere? Is that not like girl code? I don't know. She want to play around with him and don't want me to talk. Oh, so you're saying, so I thought when you said she claims him, I thought you said she was his girlfriend. So she's not his girlfriend, but she's like messing with him? Like, so she likes him. Like she said, oh, that's mine, right? I mean, here's the thing. If she wants him and she's already with him, or she's messing around with him, I don't know. Like, what have they done? Are they actually messing around? That's the question. Are they messing around? No, they never met. She just want to hook up, not looking for anything serious. No, it's fair game. It's fair game. I wouldn't say nothing to her, though. All right. Look. You don't want to break girl code. But what I would do is I would talk to her. I would say to her, if you have to, if you guys are really close friends, I would tell her, hey, I know you want to hook up with him, but I actually think I want to pursue that guy for a relationship. So I wanted to ask you, would it be okay if I pursued that? And then if that doesn't work, have at it, you know? If you guys are like girlfriends, you should be able to have that conversation. Chicken and eggplant parm? Oh, stop it. Get out of my comments. You guys are killing me, man. Y'all are talking about good food. Look, man, I've been eating one meal a day for like a few weeks, okay? Man, you're gonna make me break. I already see him outside on work and spotted him before she even started talking with him. Then you could tell her I already liked him. I already saw him before you knew him. You could say that. You could say that, right? Why not? I won't ever find this person, like no one was suited for me. Am I tripping? Yeah, you're tripping, girl. There is someone for you. There's someone for everybody. It's just a matter of who are you, right? And what steps do we need to take to get you there? There's a lot that needs to go into it. But there is going to be a point that you're going to know. But yeah, of course there's someone for you. And you know how you'll know there's someone for you? Because then you'll feel it. You'll feel it. Especially after working with me, you'll get more and more in alignment with what that looks like before you even meet the person. I'm telling you, it's like a magical feeling when you know. But can you cook delicious ribeye steak? That's a good question. I'm getting there. Can you cook it? Any tips for a guy going through a divorce? All right, we got our first fella. About time. Let's see. It depends on the divorce. And it depends on the divorce and what's happened. Because I don't want to give you bad advice. But I do want to say, on a surface level, if you did the best you could do, then that's all you can hold on to at this point. If you didn't do the best you could do, then this is a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about yourself and allow this to be a learning point that will help you grow to be better than a point to break you down. But I don't know all the details, so I don't really know how to answer that. I believe a healthy relationship can be built, but using the right tools with a good partner. You're right. You're right. Most good relationships are built. It don't just happen. A relationship is something that needs to be built. You build a relationship, right? You don't just jump into it and it's just good without any work. They all take work. So the bigger question is, are you willing to put in the work? I feel it too often, actually, too quickly with the same kind of man. I definitely have a pattern that I need to be broken. Yeah, let's talk one-on-one. Yeah. I know it's so tempting, though, to just ask me through here. But trust me, I got you. I get very intense with people. So don't worry. When you get into a session with me, I'm very honest with you. I will tell you exactly what's going on, exactly what you need to do, and make sure you follow, because I'm going to get you what you want. Actually, I'm supposed to be scheduling an interview with a woman who got with a guy who's actually really amazing, wealthy. Anyway, you didn't hear that from me. So dating after narcissist abuse is so freaking hard. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, yes, it is. That is not easy. Best friend, but I don't want anything serious. So let's see what Charlotte said. I guess I have nothing to lose by pressing match and talk. She's my best friend, but I know she don't want anything serious. How do we get a one-on-one session with you? I will send you a message. Interested, but don't know what I can afford. Tell me more, please. Here's the thing. I have different options. So it depends, right? There are higher ticket options and there's lower ticket options, but I can give you different options. Just come talk to me and we'll figure it out together, because I always like to make sure that everybody can get what they need, right? I want to make sure there's something for everybody. Definitely interested in one-on-one with you as well. Queen of Darkness. My name is Queen of Darkness. Oops. I dropped my phone. I'm trying to take pictures of all these names. Okay. All right, let's see. What's your opinion on open relationships in married couples? Open relationships in married couples. What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean like the married couple is open? Is that what you mean? What do I think of that? And I personally think the focus of some of us ladies are placing on wealth is a dangerous trap. Not always, but a lot of the time. So here's what I think. Thank you so much. Thank you for the heart. I love it. What was that? Was that Bridget? I missed the name. What do I think about it? I really don't have a thought, right? I don't have a thought. I think that here's what I think. You both are the deciders of what your marriage is, right? Only you can decide that, how you want to operate in that. I guess I would say, why get married? You know, if you're just going to be open, but maybe there's other things to, consider. But I don't know. I think that it's it's whatever you decide, right? I think that everybody has their own way of going about things. So I don't really have a judgment, either way. I personally could not do it. I'm way too much. I'm way too old fashioned, right? And I don't think I could do it. But I definitely, have seen people do it. I've seen people make that work, and in some cases, it was better for some people. Some people actually got more turned on by it. I've heard the stories. So to each his own. Why would a husband wife say do what you want but don't let me find out? Because that means that they're not really scared. I don't know. I think they're saying like you can do it, but like there's actually I heard this in the grapevine, and I don't know if this is true. I heard that some people say everyone's gonna cheat on you, but they respect you if they don't let you find out. I don't know how true that statement is. But I heard that. I heard that before. So maybe that's what they mean. Do you give options on the text? Yes, I give options on everything. Yep, however you want to shape it out. But you might be surprised at what you'll get, because if you're applying now while you're on this call, if you're on this live right now, I'm going to give you extra stuff. Like that's just guaranteed. You're going to get extra stuff. So you're going to get more than just the text for a very low rate. They are booking up fast this week, y'all. Let's go ahead and get those bookings in. I see y'all booking. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna get this work in. She said, I signed up. Let's go, Teresa. Women tell men that because they are not scared to leave. What does that mean? She said these married folk be wilding out. I only had option for tomorrow morning. That's okay. Let's see. Let's do tomorrow morning then. 8:30 a.m. Dang, I didn't even know I had sessions for tomorrow, but we doing tomorrow. She said, I'm interested. I want the deal. You're going to get it. Oh, man, my phone's about to die, baby. I make the best flan. She's bringing back the food conversation. I love it. What made you want to get into this type of business? Because I love love. I'm a lover boy, okay? And I want to make sure that everyone finds a way. I used to be toxic. I used to be one of the guys that probably you wouldn't think too highly of. Now, I never cheated or anything like that because I don't believe in that, but I definitely wasn't proud of myself. And then when I learned that a lot of guys and a lot of ladies were going through similar things that I was going through, both being on the giving and receiving end, I realized I wanted to give the world this. I wanted to give the world this. And that's what I ended up doing. What is the deal? I'm interested. You'll have to book with me and find out, because it's different for everybody, but I got something for you. All right, Charlotte. So I followed you, so I'm going to have to message you on TikTok. But Charlotte, if you want to work with me, here's what you can do. You can click the link in the bio. You can click the link in the bio, and then you'll find the form on there, and just click that form and fill out the one, not the texting one, the other one. But if you do the other one, then I'll find you. Do it right now so that I can see you, because I can tell you if it pops up. But yeah, no, it's important, right? And I just got really good at it. Like, I've been doing this for 5 years. I've been doing this for 5 years, so it's almost my birthday, y'all. It's almost my birthday. On the 17th. Let's see. Pisces, that's right. At what time do you get on the live? Good question. Good question. Thank you for the heart. I'm not always good consistent with live. Should I get on every Friday? Is that something y'all would like? If I get on I usually teach because I teach my classes. I do my classes every Wednesday, and I don't normally get on lives. Do you want me to get on lives on Fridays? St. Patrick's baby, yes, on the 17th. Absolutely. Thank you so much. She said more lives. I hope you're gonna have fun for your birthday week. I'm about to turn up. I'm just playing. I'm gonna sit at home and pray, y'all. See, let me stop before I get in trouble. I'm definitely gonna have fun. It's an Irish weekend, of course. We gotta celebrate the Irish way. We gotta do Irish drinking with the Irish goodbye. You know, I'm gonna Irish goodbye everywhere. You're just gonna see me at an event. Hi guys, how you doing? Then before you know it, 15 minutes later, you turn around, I'm gone. Like Prince. Like I just disappear. I'm like Batman. I wanna be Batman. That's why I'm wearing all black. Fridays would be the best. I'm off on Fridays. Everybody's like, tune in Friday. But yeah, I'm about to get off. So let's do one more round. If you are interested in working with me and you want to catch this deal, and she said, not Bruce Wayne, you were funny. But if you want to catch this deal, make sure you type interested in the chat. If you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, click the link in my bio and book through there. And I will make sure that you get that deal and you'll get the extras, especially if you book it on this call. Thank you so much. Interested? Let's get it. Let's go. You need to become an actor. Thank you so much. Tried. The Linktree link. Yes, Charlotte, you got it. Wait, what time are you on? Wait, which day? On Friday? I don't know. What time did I get on tonight? Tonight was a good time. Let's do 9 p.m. 8 or 9 p.m. Friday. Look out for me. Would your advice be the same for LGBTQ? I want my daughter to find a nice person. Yes, very similar. Now, there are some differences, right? But a lot of the situations are the same. But there are some differences. I've worked with LGBTQ before, right? So 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, let's do it. 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, now. All right, y'all. Well, I'll go ahead and drop. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. We'll definitely be seeing each other maybe throughout the week. If not, definitely next Friday. And we'll go ahead and make that happen. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Let's go ahead and do this. I'll see you guys next time. So have a great weekend.